For the cycle. This is an E-band ensemble theater course. The students in this class have taken the full acting sequence at Murrow, starting with acting studio and moving on to advanced acting, scene study, which we had last cycle. And now the culminating class is one where we present a performance. This performance was inspired by a monologue by the playwright August Wilson, who in the monologue states that every individual has their own song. It takes a while to find it, sometimes you may never find it, but everyone has their unique song. So we interpreted that to be something that also applied to not just the lyrics of, the music of the song, but also to the lyrics. So we've crafted a piece that involves many different types of monologues. And we'll recognize a couple of folks who are not listed in the program. We have Nick Walker on video and Lisa Barber on lights. You can give them a round of applause.
Tell from looking at you.
My daddy taught me how to do that.
Say when you look at a fellow, if you taught yourself to look for it, you can see his song written on him.
Tell you what kind of man he is in his world.
Now I know, Mr. Loomis, you're a man who done forgot his song.
Forgot how to sing it.
A fellow forgets that and he forget who he is. Forget how he's supposed to mark down life.
Now I used to travel all up and down this road and that, looking here and there.
Searching.
Just like you, Mr. Loomis.
I didn't know what I was searching for.
All I knew was that something was keeping me dissatisfied.
Something wasn't making my heart smooth and easy.
Then one day, my daddy gave me a song.
That song had a weight to it that was hard to handle.
That song was hard to carry.
I fought against it.
Didn't want to accept that song.
I tried to find my daddy to give him back the song, but I found out it wasn't his song.
It was my song.
It came from way deep inside me.
I looked long back in memory and gathered up pieces and sachets of things to make that song.
I was making it up out of myself.
And that song helped me on that road.
Made it smooth to where my footsteps didn't bite back at me.
All the time that song getting bigger and bigger.
That song growing with each step of the road.
It got so I used all of myself in the making of that song.
And then I was the song that searched itself.
That song, rattling in my throat, and I'm looking for it.
See, Mr. Loomis, when a man forgets his song, he goes in search for it. So we find out he got it with him all the time.
It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. You keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings.
Keep holding on. When my brain's ticking like a bomb, guess the black thoughts have come again to get me. Sweet, bitter words, unlike nothing I've heard. Sing along, Mockingbird. Don't affect me.
No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking. I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power. Till then, fuck that. The world's ours. Yes, I want to topple the system held in place by financial greed, where wealth is made through ownership and social hierarchy. A dollar is worth more than a worker in need, more than John Jane Doe with a family to feed.
You want me to come over? I got an excuse. Might be holding your hand, but I'm holding it loose. Got to talk, then we choke. It's like our necks in the noose. Avoid the obvious. Should be facing the truth.
After all the bars and drinks we've been through, could you give it all up? Could I give it all up for you? After all the boys and girls we've been through, could you give it all up? Could you give it all up?
This one's for you and me, living out our dreams. We're all right where we should be. I lift my arms out wide, and I open my eyes, and now all I want to see is a sky full of lighters.
Now that you know who you are, what do you want to be? And have you traveled very far, far as the eye can see? How does it feel to be?
What do I want to bring a child into this world for? Why I want to bring someone else into all of this for? I'll tell you this. If I was Rockefeller, I'd have 40 or 50. I'd make one every day. Because they're going to start out in life with all the advantages. I ain't got no advantages to offer nobody. Many's the time I see my daddy staring off at his hands. I got a little older. I know what he was thinking. He was sitting there saying, I got these big hands, but what am I going to do with them? Best I could do is make a 50-acre crop for Mr. Stovall. Got these big old hands capable of doing anything. I could take and build something with these hands. But where's the tools? All I've got is these hands. Unless I go out there and kill me somebody and take what they've got. It's a long road to hoe for me to get something of my own. So what am I going to do with these big old hands? What would you do?
I know you've been hurt by someone else. I can tell by the way you carry yourself. And if you let me, here's what I'll do. I'll take care of you. It won't get you like I will. My only wish is I die real. Because those truth hurts and those lies heal. You can't see that he thinks that he lies still. So he process.
I believe Jehovah Jireh. I believe in heaven, and I believe in war. I believe a woman's temple gives her the right to choose what they be built upon. I believe that marriage isn't between a man and woman, but between love and love. And I believe you when you say that we lost our faith.
Summer after high school, when we first met, they got on your Mustang to Radiohead. And on my 18th birthday, we got matching tattoos. Used to steal your parents' liquor and climb to the roof, talk about our future. Like we had a clue. Never did I think I'd be losing you. In another life, I would be your girl. We keep all our promises, be us against the world. In another life, I would make you stay. I wanted to say you were the one that got away.
See, all I ever want to do is be relevant. Just tell me that I ever meant anything, or you could ever see me and you in another light. But it's like the dark woman endures the darkest nights by the wrong man, and mostly all of them have made you somebody incapable of the first impression.
Tell me why I can't be there where you are. There's something missing in my heart. Show me the meaning of being lonely. Is this the feeling I need to walk with? Tell me why I can't be there where you are. There's something missing in my heart.
So won't you take me back to the place I used to know, and all the places we used to go, and all the memories we left behind. And when you left, well, you just left me empty inside.
He perdido balance por tu amor. En tus manos yo caí. Tienes control sobre mí. Y tu cuerpo es la cárcel y yo un prisionero. Y jamás quiero salir. Condenado y soy feliz.
I've been doing this a long time. Ever since I was a little girl. I don't care what nobody else do. That's what gets me so mad with Irvin. White folks try to put out with you all the time. Too cheap to buy me a Coca-Cola. I let them know it though. Ma don't stand for no shit. Wanna take my voice and trap it up in the little fancy boxes with all them buttons and dials, and too cheap to buy me a Coca-Cola. And it only costs but a nickel a bottle. They don't care nothing about me. All they want is my voice. Well, I don't learn that, and they gonna treat me the way I want to be treated, no matter how much it hurt them. They back there, calling me all types of names, calling me everything, but the child of God. You see, Irvin, he's been my manager for 6 years, and the only time he had me in his house was to sing for some of his white friends. And they want to talk about how much this session is costing them. I done made them all that money. And they gonna talk about that? I don't pay that to any kind of mind.
I was there. I was holding her hand when she died. And where was you? locked up in a cage like some animal. Now that's what killed her. To the judge say that the life she brought into the world was unfit to live. That you be sent to the lecture said 30 days from today. Ain't that what the judge said? Ain't that what she heard? You be sent to the lecture said 30 days from today. Don't you say nothing to me about not being there for you. When I nursed that woman, held her hand, took care of her, the last thing to come out of her mouth was your name. I was there. Try to keep my balance, but I still fall.
How'd I fall so hard right into your arms?
Trapped inside you, baby, and it's so warm.
Love without a cause.
Leaves me trapped inside my own arms.
Everywhere we want to go.
Everywhere you want to go.
Before I get me at back. You can take everything I have. You can break everything I am. Like I'm made of glass. Like I'm made of paper.
Everyone holds guilt for their greedy dream.
We packed in the morning. I stared out the window, struggling, something to say. You left me in the rain, not closing the door.
I remember you saying, sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead.
Now, I ain't never been to space before. But girl, I ain't never seen a face like yours. You make me feel like I can touch the planets. Come on, girl. Watch me grab you. See, there's a world out there that we should see. Just take my hands. Close your eyes.
There's a clock time in the world as it turns.
There will be hope somehow.
It's gonna be alright.
It's gonna turn out fine.
You gotta hope it will be alright. Come on, hope it'll turn out fine.
Yeah. Hope it'll be alright. You think you're supposed to know everything. Life is a mystery. Don't you know life is a mystery? I see you're still trying to figure it out right now, but it ain't all for you to know. It's all an adventure. It's all life is. But you gotta trust that adventure. I'm on an adventure. I've been on one since I was 9 years old. That's how old I was when my mama sent me to live with Miss Tyler. Miss Tyler gave me her name. Esther Tyler. I don't tell nobody what I was called before that. The only one who knows that is my mama. I stayed with her right till the day she died. Miss Esther gave it to me. And if you ever decide one day I'm gonna give it to you. People say it's too much to carry, but I told myself somebody's gotta carry it. Miss Esther carried it. Carried it with her right up until the day she died. It's a long road out there, and you always have to carry what's important to you. You gotta carry the memories of the people around you. I'm carrying a lot of memories. Memories for all those old-timey folk. If you don't want to carry it, I gotta find someone else to do it. I'm getting old. Almost 300 now. 285 by my count. I told myself Black Mary has got to make up her mind. Because I don't know how much time I've got left.
You think I'm pretty without any makeup on? You think I'm funny when I did a punchline wrong? I know you get me, so I let my walls come down. Before you met me, I was alright, but things are kinda heavy. Now every February, you'll be my Valentine.
All night, you make me want you, it drives me crazy. Thank you that you are being just for me, babe. Tell me if you feel the same way.
In a whirlwind spinning, yeah, somehow it knocked me off my feet, but I know better than to let it get the best of me. I could give up, I could stay stuck, I could move on. So I put one foot in front of the other. No, 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 nothing's gonna break my stride. I keep climbing, and I'm gonna keep fighting until I make it to the other side of down.
You don't have to feel like a waste of space. Your original cannot be replaced. If you only knew what the future holds, after a hurricane comes a rainbow.
No, you've been hurt by someone else. I can tell by the way you carry yourself. If you let me, here's what I'll do. I'll take care of you.
They're all part of the list. Things that I miss. Things like your funny little laugh, or the way you smile, or the way we kiss.
Wake up. Grab a brush and put a little ink on. Fight the scars to fade with the shape. Why don't you trust in myself right through suicide? I cry when angels deserve to die.
We don't even talk anymore. We don't even know what we argue about. We don't even say I love you no more. Saying how we feel is no longer allowed.
It was nothing to you, but it was something to me. To have you just up and walk out like that, what do you think happened to me? Did you ever stop to ask yourself, I wonder how Vera feel? I wonder how she doing? I lay here every night in an empty bed, in an empty room. Where? Someplace special? Someplace you had been? The same place you walked out of? The same place you turned your back on? You give it up and you want it? What kind of sense does that make? You got what you wanted, and I didn't. And that makes you special. You one of those special people that's supposed to have everything just the way they want it. Floyd, I wanted to know where you was bruised at so I could be a woman for you. So I could touch you there, and I could spread myself all over you and know that I was a woman. And I could give a man only those things that a woman has to give, and he can be satisfied. How much woman you think it takes, how much woman you think it make you feel to know that you can't satisfy a man?
Dear Solomon, I'm writing this letter to let you know things are terrible here. The worst anybody can remember since bondage. The people are having a hard time with freedom. I can't hold on anymore. The white peoples is going crazy and won't let anybody leave. They beat one fellow on the road so bad, his mama say, who is he? They kill some more and say the colored can't buy tickets on the train to get away. Say they'll sink the ferry if any colored on it. I want to leave and come north, but it is too bad. It's a hard time for everyone. Write to let me know what to do as I try to hold on, but can't. Your loving sister, Eliza Jackson.
It's all been written down.
We all have our hands
in the soup and make the music play just so. But we can only make it play just so much. You can't play the chord God ain't wrote. He wrote the beginning and the end. He lets you play around in the middle, but he got it all written down. It's his creation, and he got more right in it than anybody else. He said, let him who hath wisdom understand. Thank you.
This was amazing, and I wonder if anyone wants to tell the class about the audience about our process, how we started to work on this and how we ended up here. Tiffany.
Okay, well, first, he made us like all pick our favorite song, and we had to pick a certain part that we liked from our song, and basically just memorize it. And that's the song. The lines that everybody presented personally was the song that they picked, and yeah, and then as a group we did that August Wilson monologue. Yeah.
Yeah, for some.
In addition to the lyrics, we also looked at the subtext of the lyrics. So we basically wrote down our lyrics on paper, and we figured out the meaning that's behind just the actual words that we recite. So we got more of an insight of what the actual meaning is, and we were able to connect that way, in addition to the August Wilson monologues.
In addition to doing all of that, when we were learning the August Wilson, monologue, the one that we did as a collective group, he also made us say it with each other so we could be more connected to each other while we're all saying it together, so that would be a lot easier for us.
I have a question for the audience. Did anyone recognize any song lyrics? And if so, could you identify them, and we'll see if you are right. The young lady with her hand raised. Yeah. Whose song was that? That was Britney's song. Yes. Yes, sir.
There was In the End by Linkin Park.
Whose was that? That was Answers, yeah. One of the first ones we've heard. Yes, Yvonne.
Take care.
And who was the actor? Who cited this?
What do you say?
Oh, we had that in 2 sections. Very good. Yes, young lady. Yeah, A very popular song, Adele, Someone Like You, was, whose song was that? Jessica's. Very good. And one more, Dakota.
The one that got away.
By, and that was performed by. I'll tell you a little bit about August Wilson, the playwright. He was probably the most well-known playwright of the American playwright of the 20th century. He set out to document the African-American experience for each decade of the century and wrote a different play depicting each of the decades. Earlier in the cycle, we had the opportunity to work with a teaching artist named Mark Lonergan to prepare for a competition of these monologues. Some of the students in the class are actually partaking in that, which will be done on March 16th in the auditorium to see who goes to the city finals for Murrow. But I think that what's so interesting about Wilson is that he was writing about a very particular culture in the world, African-American culture, but his monologues could apply to almost any time and place. When you listen to it, the language might sound like Black English, but the themes are universal, relevant to almost every corner of the world, and certainly every corner of the country. So if you're not familiar with his work, Fences is probably his most famous play, Gem of the Ocean, The Piano Lesson, Joe Turner's Come and Gone. I would highly recommend you do some reading and also viewing on YouTube. There are a lot of videos. His name is August Wilson. Does the audience have any questions for the cast? Yes.
I noticed that each there's a grouping every time. Did you guys pick these groups by yourselves, or how is this determined in another way?
Yeah, like in all age groups.
I'm so happy. Thanks.
Well, Anthony, how did you select the members of your group? How did you find that?
Basically, friends with each other. Well, besides the fact that we're all Asian and stuff.
But basically it's we selected ourselves. But yeah, that's about it.
Basically, whoever was sitting next to each other.
Oh, and that.
We had worked last cycle on two-person scenes. I just want to see from the ensemble, could you raise your hand if you ended up in the same group as your partner for the two-person scenes?
Yes, I did.
I think, okay, thank you. I think that, you know, you don't develop a relationship as actors, you know, working on something for the first time. I think it was very important that we had been able to work together in these, you know, pairs, partnerships for an entire cycle. I think that it made the class very comfortable working with one another. We also critiqued the two-person scenes that we did last cycle, so I feel like I could have probably just done a random grouping for all 4 groups, and it would have turned out probably just the same. Maybe the staging would have been a little different. But really, my philosophy was for this project, you know, there are sections where the whole class is involved, and then there are sections that involve the small groups. I allowed the students to select their own groups. Yes, Mr. Nadell.
Well, first off, congratulations to all of you. It really was a rewarding experience for me, especially because I had many of you your freshman year in your freshman drama classes, and some of you in some other theater courses. And it really was a pleasure to watch you grow from scared little freshmen to grown-up big people, young actors and actresses. And so I guess that's first off. First, I guess my question is, how did you use your other experiences from other theater courses besides this one, whether it be scene study, acting studio, freshman drama, dramatic literature courses, playwriting courses? How did you use the other courses in the theater program to help create this piece and also help create a better performance for yourself?
Yeah, Zubair.
I had a speech class with Mr. Raghavan, and Mr. Raghavan actually brought me out of the whole stage fright in the beginning, because he told me his method was if you're scared, just pretend everyone's in their underwear. So I didn't do that. It was just a method that he first taught me, and then I got comfortable with talking to people.
Sahara.
I also have Miss McCluskey right now. And she's an amazing teacher, guys. Most of you guys probably know that, but she really taught us a lot. That like you guys don't need to be scared of anything. I mean, you're just gonna overcome that fear that's in you, and you're gonna feel great when it's out, when it's like let out, everything's fine. You're not gonna think that you're weird just because you like theater or whatever the thing is, but you can overcome your fear just easily. If you have the hope and have the ability to do it, then you can definitely do anything you guys want. And I learned that from Miss McCluskey, guys.
Deirdre, then Jabria.
Well, I think being a senior in Morrow, I've taken basically every acting class that this school can provide, and I've had almost every teacher, including Mr. Nadell and Mr. McCluskey. And from both parts, I took from my contemporary theater class the fact that you have to know the history behind what you're actually saying. You have to know the history. I was playing a character called Mari, and you have to know the history and the fact that the trouble that she had to go through. And in a class with Mr. McCluskey, you have to know the acting studio. You have to know how to portray that history from Mr. Nadell's class and portray it in your character, which I was.
Thank you.
And like, when you take acting classes, you learn techniques that also help like doing techniques and the simple things that when everyone pay off. And your acting teachers, no matter what, even if in playwriting, they always tell you to be the character before, like when you write something and you put something into it, you have to be the character in order to understand what they're doing.
I would like to just say one last thing, which is that I hope that this class can continue for many years, and that many of you who are in the audience will one day be on this stage performing a similar type of piece. I guess I do have time for one last comment or question.
When they would, I don't know if they were playing telephone, did that like have to do the whole thing, or was just that for them to have something to do with
Good question, Lucy.
Well, the monologue is basically about the girl character. She's passing her Aunt Taylor. No, Esther.
I mean,
Aunt Esther, like she's who gave her the name?
Esther.
Aunt Esther gave her the name, so she's called Esther. So it's like she passing down the name from one generation to the next. So it's like it's not really telephone. It's like we're kind of just trying to pass out the names, but it's kind of like telephone.
Well, I would like for the class to give themselves a round of applause. And I invite you to go back to your classroom for the rest of the event. Thank you.